Okay, so let's start with the Pythagorean theorem. It is a statement about right triangles, and it states that the area of the square built upon the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the areas of the squares upon the remaining sides. Let's take a look with the figure here. Okay, so we have triangle A, B, C. We know that the triangle is said to be a right triangle if one of its angle is exactly 90 degrees. And kapag may nakikita kayong small square dito sa corner ng isang triangle. Okay, so here this is the length or side A, this is the side B, and side C, where A is the shorter leg, B is the longer leg, and C is the hypotenuse. Okay, so may palatandaan din tayo kung paano natin matutukoy kung ano yung hypotenuse ng ating right triangle. Kung mapapansin natin, yung ating hypotenuse ay laging nasa opposite itong square or small square na ito. Lagi siyang opposite side ng 90 degrees na angle. Okay, so in Pythagorean theorem, when we find the length of the sides of a right triangle, we can use the following formulas. Okay, so kapag ang hinahanap natin ay yung hypotenuse or side C, we can use this formula. So C squared equals to A squared plus B squared. Then kapag naman shorter leg ang nawawala or ang hahanapin natin, we can use this formula. A squared equals C squared minus B squared. And then, kapag naman longer leg ang hahanapin natin, we can use this formula. B squared equals to C squared minus A squared. Okay. Now, let's have examples in finding the length or the missing length of the side of a right triangle using the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so in number 1 example, so we know that the given here are the sides A and B. Okay, so the shorter leg and the longer leg. So ang nawawala natin ay yung kanyang hypotenuse or C. Okay, so kapag mayroon tayong table, pwede na nating ilagay yung mga given data. Okay, so ang longer leg natin ay 12 at ang shorter leg natin ay 9. So, ang missing ay yung hypotenuse or C. So, we can solve for the value of C or hypotenuse using C squared equals to A squared plus B squared. Okay, so by substituting the following data, so A squared, so ano nga ang A? Ang A ay yung shorter leg na 9. Plus the longer leg which is 12. Yan. So, C squared equals 9 times 9 ay equals to 81 plus 12 times 12 ay equals to 144. Okay. So, C squared equals, so 81 plus 144, 1 plus 4 ay 5, 8 plus 4 ay 12, carry 1, so 225. So, c squared is equals to 225. Ngayon, ang hinahanap natin is the value of c or the hypotenuse. Since ang c squared natin dito or yung variable natin ay may square pa, kailangan natin siyang square root. Okay? So, get the square root of c squared. And, kapag kumuha tayo ng kukunin natin square root dito sa kabilang side, ganun din sa kabilang side, 'di ba? Yung tinatawag na square root property. Okay. So, ito ay the square root of c squared ay c, and the square root of 225 is 15. Okay, so in getting the square root, kailangan nating medyo familiar dun sa mga perfect square natin. Okay, so the value of the hypotenuse is 15. So, ilalagay na natin siya dito sa table. Okay? Okay, so example number 2. Now, in our example number 2, ang ating given ay 15 and 17. So, ano ba yung 17? Ang 17 ay opposite nung right triangle. So, ito yung kanyang hypotenuse. Okay. So, ilagay na natin dito na siya yung hypotenuse. Okay. So, since we cannot determine that this is the shorter or longer leg, pwede nating gamitin yung kahit ano dun sa A or B na formula na hanapin natin. Then, kung alin yung mas malaki na sukat, so yun yung ating longer leg, and kung ano yung pinakamaliit, yun yung kanyang shorter leg. Okay, so since isang leg ang ating given dito, pwede natin gamitin yung b squared equals to c squared minus a squared. Okay, so b squared ang hahanapin natin. So, ano yung value ng hypotenuse? 17 square minus 15 square. Okay, so 17 times 17 ay equal to 289. Then, 15 times 15 ay equals to 225. Okay, so b squared is equal to 289 minus 225 is equals to 9 minus 5 ay equals to 4. 8 minus 2 ay equals to 6. Okay, so is equals to 64. Then, kunin natin yung square root. B is equals to the square root of 64 is equal to 8. So, therefore, B is equals to 8. So, now, madedetermine na natin kung alin yung mas malaki side dun sa given natin. Diba? Ang ginamit natin ay B squared. So, ang B squared natin ay yun yung magsisilbing shorter leg. And yung 15 ang yung kanyang longer leg. Example number 3. So, the given is the hypotenuse 61 at yung isang leg natin. Okay? So 61 yung ating C. So, syempre, pwede natin gamitin ulit yung B squared. Okay? Equals C squared minus A squared. So, B squared is equals to 61 square minus 60 square. B squared equals 61 times 61 ay equal to 3,721 minus 60 times 60, we know that 6 times 6 is equals to 36 and add 2 zeros. So, 60 times 60 is equals to 3,600. Okay, then 3,721 minus 3,600 is equal to 121. Then get the square root. B is equals to the square root of 121 is equal to 11. Okay? So, therefore, ang ating shorter leg ay 11. Ang longer leg natin ay 60 at ang hypotenuse natin ay 61. Okay, and last example is number 4. The given is the hypotenuse and the other leg. Okay, so pwede natin gamitin maalin yung a squared and b squared. So, pwede silang magkabaliktad. Pwedeng yung A ang magiging longer leg at B naman yung shorter leg natin. Okay, so gamitin na natin yung B squared. Okay, so B squared is equals to C squared minus A squared. So B squared is equals to 50 square minus 30 square. B square is equals to 50 times 50 ay equals to 2,500. So, 5 times 5 is equals to 25 and add 2 zeros. And 30 times 30 is 900. Okay, so 3 times 3 is equals to 9 and add 2 zeros. Yan. So, B squared is equals to 2,500 minus 900 ay equals to 1,600. And get the square root. Okay, so B is equal to the square root of 1,600 is 40. Okay, so here, ang ating shorter leg ay 30, ang longer leg natin ay 40, at ang hypotenuse natin ay 50. Okay.